Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Splash Friday, May 8th. So great to have everybody here. Awesome. It's always awesome. An early Mother's Day wish to all of our amazing moms inside of the Everyday is Saturday community. I hope you have a great weekend with the people that you love, able to do some of the things that you want to do. Get out there, enjoy yourself, and let everybody love on you. All right. Hey, I want to dive into some pretty cool stuff so far. Let's take a look. Just share my screen. This is the insights from our Facebook group so far. And if you take a look, just look at the engagement, man. This is really awesome. And I think it's a testament to our group. Yeah, if you take a look of the just the past 28 days or so, of 1.5, 1,500 comments, posts, reactions inside of our Facebook group. How awesome is that? You know what I mean? It's like, wow, man. It's pretty cool. Let me just see. Hold on. Picture screen, show current application, show, whoop, you guys can see the Facebook group, right? Yeah, okay, there it is. I was going to say, where is it? And I think, this is just the epitome of people that are doing great stuff. You can't see it. I was wondering if you guys could see it. Can you see it? You guys see my screen? Hey, Tammy, great to see you. I don't know if you guys can see the Facebook screen that I was sharing there. You can see it? Okay, cool. And this, I would love this. So this is what I want to do. By the way, I misspoke yesterday. I said I would think 9 days of doing Facebook Lives. This is 12 days. I forgot we're doing Saturday and Sunday. Hey, Art Patuzzi, long time, no talk, man. Hope you've been well since all this time has passed since the last time we got together. Art and I were just on a call. Great to see you, buddy. And, I'd love to see you guys posting any good news that's happening, success that you're having either in your business or life or inspiration. I want to really get this group jacked up, man, and make this become a place where we already look at the momentum we got. I mean, just in the past 28 days, 1,500 comments and posts and reactions and all that. So keep it going. I want to see people, when you're watching this live or on the replay, just post inside the group something positive, something inspirational that's working, something you tried. I don't care. It doesn't need to be, hey, I made $5,000 on the internet yesterday. That's not what we're looking for, It could be, hey, I figured out how to create a YouTube video. Hey, I started my group. I created my first podcast or my first product. Or I had, you could say I had my first sale, but it doesn't need to be big. It just means momentum. It just means momentum is being created. Okay, so that is your task. As we continue to grow the group, invite people that you believe would be a great fit for the group. Obviously, don't want anybody coming in spamming or promoting or trying to sell anything. People are going to be great contributors to our Everyday Saturday group of dreamers, doers, and entrepreneurs. Okay? So I just want to share the insights, man. It's amazing what's happening inside. So talk a little bit about what we talked about on today's podcast, and that is, let me just go back here. On today's podcast, changing generations of your family. Changing generations. Heard a great one. I'm trying to think. It doesn't matter how long ago. At least 10 years ago, I saw Bob Proctor speak at an event. He was talking about generational poverty. And you guys know, you're familiar with generational poverty, where mom and dad are broke. They're on welfare. So the kids are on welfare. And then they have kids and they're on welfare. It could be 3, 4, 5 generations deep. And it's because the kids are learning what the parents are modeling for them, and look, as somebody who grew up on food stamps, and we were that family, I remember going to the A&P grocery store, Top supermarket back in the Western New York, Western PA area, and we bought food with food stamps. It was no big deal to me. I didn't think anything of it. The one thing my mom always hated, though, speaking of Mother's Day, I mean, if your mom is still around, man, make sure you give her a call and just talk to them, because it's tough not having your mom around when you're used to, giving her a call on Mother's Day and spending time. So if you're lucky enough to have mom, spend some time with her this weekend and love her up. But, I remember it just, my mom hated being on government support. She hated having to rely on the government for food stamps. And we would get that free block of cheese. I don't know if they did it where you guys lived. You'd go down to wherever it was, some food pantry or something, and they'd be giving away free cheese. I don't know why they gave away cheese of all things, but anyway, it was the free cheese, and we would get that. Mom never wanted it. It's not like she's like, "Hey, look at us, we're getting handouts, guys. We're getting one up on the system." No, she hated it, and I could see that we were using the government's money as a hand up, not a hand out. You like we weren't going to rely on it, and we got off of food stamps probably. I'm thinking I might have been, God, I don't know, 10 years old, 12 years old. I don't remember when we got it, but we started paying real money for groceries again, and that felt empowering. I mean, it's a big difference. I could tell, you know. And so my mom, she worked as a nurse. She worked at a plant called Case Cutlery. You guys ever heard of Case Knives? And that's where they're made in Bradford, PA. Home of Kendall Motor Oil and Zippo lighters. Zippo lighters. You guys ever have a Zippo lighter? They're made in Bradford, PA as well. My hometown. And so my mom was a plant nurse at Case Cutlery and raising 8 kids by herself. And I always remember, man, I really don't want this life. Like, I want to own my own home. I want to own my own car. Those were just things that I wanted to buy because it meant that at least I had some sort of status that I could afford them myself. I never wanted a handout. I needed assistance. Look, I borrowed money from relatives and to get things going and things like that. But I didn't want to make that a long-term plan. I never felt good doing it. And when Bob Proctor was talking about generational welfare and poverty, that's what really resonated when I heard that speech many years ago, because you can make decisions right now. Your kids are watching if you have kids. And if you don't have kids, everybody's still watching that's around you. And they're like, what decisions is she making? What decisions is he making? Because I'd love to model them. Seems to be working for them. Hey, living off the government seems to be working for them. Why not? Why can't we do it? Or launching a business, launching a message seems to work for them. Wow, that's really inspiring. I'd love to do that someday. And especially when you have kids, man, they're watching you and they're looking, either you're miserable and you hate your job. Doesn't matter if you're making 100, 200 grand a year. If you absolutely hate what you do, then your kids are going to look at you thinking job is bad. Bosses are evil. You know, bosses aren't evil. They aren't good or bad. You could have a better boss than another boss, but you ultimately are the one who makes the decisions in your life whether or not you're going to be happy or not. And if you're not happy in that particular situation, get out. You know, nobody's forcing you to do it. And I think kids are really paying attention. And if you want to then up that game and you want to influence adults, then you got to watch how you show up online and in person as well. You know, are you out there complaining about politics every single day? Corona conspiracies every single day. People don't want that stuff on their timeline. Posting something inspirational, like I said, inside the group here and on your wall or wherever you post. I mean, it could be a YouTube video, Twitter, LinkedIn, it doesn't matter. Providing solutions to everyday problems that people are having. That's how you start building a tribe. See, people are like, well, why would somebody want to watch me, you know, cook in the kitchen or review a book? Because they're interested in that. It's not that they're going to need your service right today. Whatever it is that you sell, whatever you do, whatever you teach, train, or anything like that. It's not that they're going to need your services right now. It's that you're building that rapport with them. You know what I mean? You're building, people out there enjoy your posts. I can't tell you how many people have either hired me to coach or bought a product because of 6 years ago how I showed up online when we were going through what we were going through with Susan. What we were going through with Susan had nothing to do with anything I teach. Well, I guess it does in faith and inspiration and motivation and mindset. But it doesn't have anything to do with business, branding, messaging, things like that. But people have come on board as coaching clients or bought my product because they've been following me ever since then, 6 years ago. And I didn't post online every day, or I didn't write a book called One More Breath because I wanted to make money. You know, it's not like I woke up and said, boy, if I can share something inspirational about our daughter, maybe someone will pay me to coach them. I mean, those two things don't even go together. But people buy you and they watch you. And they might watch you now. And then 2 years from now, they'll end up buying something from you or paying you because how you showed up online back in the day when you might have been going through some tough times, or you were just offering solutions that were different than how everybody else talked online. Tammy says, me. I appreciate that, Tammy. I appreciate that. And so it's not about, you know, how can I land a client or how can I sell something today? What's how I show up on the internet have to do if I'm not out there, you know, teaching people how to get 1 million subscribers on their video? Why would they want to follow me? Well, that's not why people follow. That's not even why people buy product. You ever find yourself buying a product or paying somebody because of who they are? Not necessarily what the product is, but who they represent, because you know that you've been following them for a good period of time and you trust them and you feel like, well, what they sell has got to be good because they seem like somebody that's got integrity. They seem authentic. That's why people are ultimately going to buy. So you need to start building your tribe now. So when you do dial in your message, and you do start to get some momentum with what it is, however you want to monetize that message, you can then present it to somebody as a solution to the problem they have, and they're going to buy from you because they trust you. And that's how you're going to change generations of your family. If you're going through tough times right now, that you know as well as I do, those never last. Okay? It's not like you always stay in the valley and it's always a terrible day and it's always raining outside and the weather is always bad. No. Unless you live in Buffalo, New York or Bradford, PA, the weather actually does change. It's not always winter. I used to tell people, yeah, Buffalo, winter came on a Thursday one year, I think. But the sun does come out. And the days do get brighter and they do get better. The question is, are you prepared for when the weather changes and the season changes? Because if you're not planting and you're not out there growing when the times aren't rosy and it's not perfect, then when they do change, you're not going to be ready for that. You're not going to be ready for all the blessings that are ready to, like a dam that's been bursted open that's going to be coming towards you. You're still going to have that old mindset of, man, well, it's better today, but it's going to get bad again. That's not the way it works. It's not that. It gets better and it stays better for those people who operate in that type of better mentality. It just does, you know. And it's not going to look, I keep saying it, like a broken record. It's not going to look anything like you think it's going to look, but it's going to be pretty damn good if you stay in the game, you know, if you just stay in the game. So I really love that message I heard from Bob 10, 15 years ago about generational welfare. He's right. Kids model their parents and they'll stay in welfare or they'll stay just broke forever. You know it. You know people. You can go back to your hometown where you grew up and you can find second, third, fourth generation broke people, right? Mom and dad were broke. Kids are broke. Grandkids are broke. You know, I saw it when I was a landlord. I would rent to the parents and the kids were 14, 15 years old and they were on Section 8 housing. Nothing wrong with Section 8 housing. I've been on Section 8 housing. Not forever. Back in the day, you know. But then the kids come rent from me 5 years later, 5-10 years later, they're on Section 8. Well, where'd they learn that from? Mom and dad, you know. So it's up to you to go out there and teach the skills and teach the message of whatever it is that you do and give hope to people that your product, your service, your message is a solution that they need. And then watch as other people are watching you. It could be your kids. It could be other people. It doesn't even matter. People are watching you. They're like, wow. They're creating a really great legacy. They have impacted me. That's what you really want, isn't it? You want to know that your life mattered, you know, that you're out there impacting people. So as we go into the weekend, man, think about that. Think about how you're showing up. Think about the message that you're putting out there, because people may not buy from you now. You might not even have anything to sell somebody right now, or you may not have even a message out there that you're ready to launch, but you will. And when you do, all of that goodwill and all of those seeds that you have planted, that's when the harvest comes in, you know? And it's really that simple. It starts up here, and it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter if you came from welfare, broke, growing up in the worst of the worst circumstances. Right now, you can absolutely change where you're going over the next course of the next few months and the next few years. And I promise you, man, that feels way better than getting any kind of a handout. Handouts are good. We all need them. We all give to charity. We all pick a charity that we believe in, we give because they need a handout or a hand up, you know? But I think anybody would tell you that's benefiting from that charity, they don't want it. They would rather have the success than to have the handout. You know, I think people would absolutely choose that. So I know I would, and I know you would, you know? Hey, Angie, great to see you. Looking forward to chatting with you a little bit later today. I appreciate you showing up. And so that's it. You know, I've been the product of both of that, you know, growing up on the not so sexy part of the financial part, growing up as a kid. And I've been able to show my daughters, they don't even remember, none of them remember me ever going to a job. That's how long it's been since I've had a job. And so that's kind of cool. They only know dad as an entrepreneur. That's it. Just some crazy guy that goes in, shuts the door, turns on a camera and starts talking. They don't even know what I talk about. I think they're starting to get a little bit curious now, but they podcasts, they don't even know what any of that stuff is, you know. All they know is that I'm the one that was riding roller coasters with them at Kings Island when they were kids. That's really what they remember. And I'm always the one going out for ice cream with them. Could be 2 PM, could be 6 p.m, doesn't matter. Not, you know, strapped to some cubicle asking for permission to go see my kids. That's what they remember. And that's the chains that I broke, you know. So what chains are you going to break? You know, what chains are you going to break? They're breakable. I didn't say it was easy, but I'll tell you it's worth it. It absolutely is worth it. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Friday. Get out and enjoy yourself. To all the moms, once again, we'll be back here over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. That'll be 14 straight Facebook Lives. I love it. I hope you're getting something from it as well. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment and then post in the group. Make it intentional. Look, make it a habit. Get inside our group every day and post something inspirational that either you did or you saw someone else do, or that's happened in your life, some accomplishment that you were able to do, and that will inspire other people that are going through maybe some not great times right now. That'll help them stay in the game to know that if you can do it, they can do it, right? If you can do it, they can do it. All right? Everybody have a great rest of your day. That's the Daily Splash for today, May 8th, 2020. And if you'd like to work together, if we're not currently working together, you can always book a call on my calendar going to launchwithsam.com, and we'll chat about you and your dream. All right, everybody, have a great rest of the weekend. We'll see you back tomorrow, noon Eastern time.